Hello, this is Michele Knight and welcome to a radical August astrology. Not only do we have a full moon and eclipse of the full moon, we have a new moon and eclipse of the sun. Yes, we are in eclipse season, which is all about radical and dramatic change. Our soul is going for a revolution, or even through a revolution. Here's your monthly astrology. Taurus this month is full on and intense. Now, let's be honest, you're not one that favours massive and unexpected change. So I'm giving you the heads up, baby. It's eclipse season. It's all about change. Of course, if you're rolling with your soul's compass, you'll be able to handle this very, very well, and you will be able to transform and take all of your favourite things forward, fingers crossed. Whatever happens this month, even if at the time you're like, I'm not sure that's exactly what I wanted, it will end up, fingers crossed, being for your greater good and the evolution of your soul. And I'm not even kidding. Or I'm not even joking. And if I say to my son, who may be tuning in, because he's a Taurus, I'm not even joking, he knows I'm really serious, because normally he can wrap me around his finger. Anyway, back to you. This first eclipse for you is all about your career. Now, the good news is you should be reaching some kind of peak experience, either a literal experience where you've been working and beavering away and you're about to achieve something, or you have a revelation about where you're going next. Your soul is like shouting in your ear, this is it, this is the direction that we need to go in. And you have like a soul calling to follow. Are you going to do it? Well, put it this way, the eclipse is tipping your hand. The eclipse is saying, that is it now. We're getting rid of anything negative connected to your career, and if there's anything like to do with your sense of being in the world that needs shifting, that could also shift with this full moon. Now, the good news is, because there is a lot of good news here, that it's trine Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. And on this occasion, Jupiter for you is in your position of taking care of business, focusing on the small details and really kind of digging through to make sure that all your bases are covered. So, you know, Jupiter's got your back basically and will help you in whatever this process is. Also, you should get some support from your family, because it's sextile the sun. I'm a bit super excited about this month because it's so powerful. Anyway, so, you know, there's a lot of light there. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of potential. If you resist and do, you know, that Taurus stuff where you're like, I'll delay it a little bit. Maybe I'll wait. I quite like, you know, I'm unsure about this new start. I'll just wait and I'll stick with the familiar. Then you might get a boot up the bum from the universe. So, you know, roll with it. Go after your dreams. Listen to what the moon is telling you. When there's a full moon, it tends to bring up everything from our unconscious, but we also get dreams and symbols and signposts from the universe. So please look out for those. Now, Venus, the planet of love and your ruler, is in your third house, as we say in the trade. And basically, this is all about communication. It's all about short journeys. It's all about ideas. It's all about relating intellectually. It's great for flirting as well, by the way. And so you're feeling that, you know, you're feeling hungry to experience new ideas. Hopefully you're loving your own ideas, you're nurturing your own ideas, and you're trusting what's going on for you when it comes to, you know, communicating in love. With Mercury sextile Venus on the 10th, that is a wonderful day to go on a date with a lover, go on a date with someone new. You know what? Take yourself on a date. Take yourself out to somewhere that you really enjoy doing. I know lots of my Taurus friends take themselves to the cinema on their own. You know, eat the popcorn without any hassle of anyone else, and enjoy a fine old time. Whatever you're doing on the 10th, it's very well aspected for you. Also on the 12th, we've got Venus trine Neptune. Could be that you meet someone and it feels like you were meant to meet them. It's a soulmate. It's a fated connection, and it's probably a good day to get out and about. Having said that, it may also be a day where you overindulge, you feast upon the pleasures of the flesh, you feast upon the pleasures of alcohol, sex, drugs, rock and roll. There's a temptation to lose yourself around that time. It's fantastic to go to a tantric workshop because Venus and Neptune love to get a little bit deeper when it comes to sensuality. They like to kind of, you know, souls merging, not just wham bam, thank you. Now Mercury, the planet of communication, is going retrograde, is going backwards, and we all know what a pain in the bum that is. Having said that, if you are hankering after an ex-lover, it could be that an ex-lover calls you, you know, texts you, does something to reconnect with you in some way, and you're like, that's interesting. Now, this does not necessarily mean that that ex-lover is right for you, of course, but it's going to remind you of the pattern and the dynamic. Also, it's in your position of creativity, pleasure, children. If you've got kids, or if you're connected to kids in any way, it may be that you have a bit of argy-bargy, or there are a few misunderstandings. That's the claws of doom from Mr. Boo, the dog, by the way, if you can hear that rustling in the background, as well as my squeaky chair. Anyway, so, you know, if there's anything going on with kids, maybe wait until Mercury goes direct before you deal with those issues. Otherwise, it could be misunderstandings. But it's great, you know, to maybe, let's say your kid used to love going to a certain park or doing a certain activity. That's a good thing to do with your child. It could also bring up a creative idea that you had in the past that you let go of, and it gets reinvigorated. Now, Venus is opposing Pluto on the 15th, and also square Jupiter on the 17th. That's when there could be a bit of kind of conflict or tussling in your relationships. It could be that there's a power struggle there, with one person wanting power over the other, or one person being controlling. You know, surf that wave, be compassionate, obviously speak your truth, but don't get into any major escalation, because it's quickly followed by the new moon and eclipse of the sun, which is the biggest news of the month. And that's in your position of your home and family. There is changes coming connected to your home and family, and a new beginning. It could be you're letting go of someone in your family if that dynamic has been unhealthy for you. It could be that you want to move house, redecorate, transform in some way. But whatever it is, it's pretty intense, and it marks something to do with the rest of your soul journey. It's not just a casual thing, it's something deep. You know, sometimes these things are very subtle. We go, hello, Michelle. I didn't move. I didn't, you know, cut any ties, blah, blah, blah. But it shifts our vibration, and it leads us on our way. And it certainly will bring up issues, perhaps letting go of a family dynamic. You know, we're all the products of our childhood and our past. You know, I had a very tough childhood, and it's taken me each year you let go of a different layer of that. You know, it doesn't all just go at once, no matter what work you do. So if there's something that you want to let go of to do with your family history, then, you know, this new moon could be very helpful. And I do have to say, it is the sun and moon are also trine Uranus. There's an unexpected, and I rest my case, Uranus is in your position of spirituality and, you know, your soul karmic path. And so there may be some unexpected clearing or changing. Now on the 22nd, the sun enters Virgo, which is good for you because it's the start of your joyful season. You are creative, you are sensual, you are feeling that you are having your mojo rebooted. So that's very, very, very intense and wonderful. And it's going to be a build up of that energy as the next few weeks after that continue. Venus is trine Chiron, the wounded healer, on the 24th, and square Uranus. Again, your emotions are being stirred, but for a deeper healing to take place. But of course, for that to happen, you have to be very honest with yourself about your emotions and fundamentally about your own personal relationship patterns. Not to be self-critical, but to look at your stuff. What do you do to protect yourself in a relationship? Do you have any habits in a relationship that kind of, you know, you do it to kind of protect or test people? You know, whatever it is, it's time to face that, look at that, and deal with that. On the 25th, Saturn goes direct. You've had a bit of a hard time. You've been dragged backwards to deal with a lot of old stuff, primal wounds, and how it's led you to be when it comes to responsibility. Anyway, put it this way, when Saturn goes direct, you feel things are lifted and you feel that you can step back in your power, you can commit to your power, and you're less afraid of your personal power. Venus is entering Leo on the 26th and going into your position of home and family. You are loving to be close to people. You are loving and nesting and turning your home into a place where you can be recharged. Wow. It's an interesting month, isn't it? I send you so much love. I wish you well in this month. Take advantage of the magnificent eclipses. Watch out for Mercury retrograde. You can do it. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Hello, wonderful one. Thank you so much for listening. It would be fabulous if you liked, subscribed, or shared. It would be really, really helpful. Also, I have a ton of free stuff for you. Horoscope.co.uk for everything astrology, and michelleknight.com for everything psychic and free tarot reading. See you there.